Greetings. Today I want to talk with you about what we call it the lost technology. Let's be more precise. I want to talk with you about how the ancient Egyptians used the amazing huge volcanic rocks, okay, like granite, dolomite, basalt, blah blah blah, the others volcanic, and how they cut these strong stones and how they transfer it from its place to different places. Actually, I'm not the first one who start talking about this one. Many start talking about what we call it lost technology. One of them, Christopher Dunn. I have never met this man, and I wish to meet him one day. I do respect him and admire his theory about the Egyptian civilization. To the eastern side of the Great Pyramid at Giza Plateau, we have holes under the ground, cut like this. Christopher Dunn, he said his own opinion that this is the place to keep the giant machine for cutting the granite. Giant machine. Okay, I want to stop and ask some questions. This machine was used for cutting the granite and making sharp edge, or this machine for making curve, slope, curve, smooth like this, or both? Is it multifunction machine? Okay, another question. Wherever we found the ancient Egyptian used huge blocks, did we find holes like this? According to my knowledge, no. Not in every place. But maybe not discovered yet. Maybe still hidden under sand. We still have many secrets still hidden under sand. Okay, let's say that this hole was used for cutting and preparing and modeling the volcanic stone. By the way, I will talk about the granite, for example. Okay? I have another question, very important. After cutting and modeling the granite, how they took this block or this shape, okay, up to the Great Pyramid, to what's known by King Chamber? How? Did they control the gravity? Actually, I like the theories with evidence. Did the ancient Egyptian mention something? Did the ancient Egyptian mention that this hole for this giant machine? Did ancient Egyptian mention something about giant machine for something like this? According to my knowledge, till this moment, no. I have different theory. With all my respect, of course, of Christopher Dunn. I do respect him so much. I want to share with you a new theory, and I will tell you what made me think like this. In the modern time, between 1905 to 1915 or 17, Albert Einstein published the theory of relativity. Actually, it's not theory, it's two theories. The special one when he talked about the space-time, the second one when he talked about the general one. The development of the general relativity began with the equivalence principles, under which the states of accelerated motion and being at the rest in gravitational field are physically identical, as we all know. Let's say it in a simple way, okay, for everyone. If we have metal like this one, I'm holding this metal from here by these two fingers. If I will open the finger, what will happen? Fall down. Why? The power of the gravity. But let's do it one more time. But I have here a magnetic. I'm saying in a very simple way. What will happen? Oh, where is the power of the gravity? Disappeared. The magnetic power much stronger than the power of the gravity here. Do we have magnetic power on Earth? Of course. If not, how comes that the Earth, our planet, spins or rotates around itself? But the amount of this magnetic field, not enough for the ancient Egyptian. They tried to have more, stronger, double, triple amount, 10 times, 1,000 times. But from where they got this power? From where? If the Earth, our planet, create an amount and you want to get more than this amount, they depended on the stars. The ancient Egyptians tried to take the benefit of the stars, constellations, deacons, moon. sun, all of this. After that, they created huge, strong magnetic field. Then focus this field on a spot in the south. What will happen? Due to this acceleration, the accelerated moves, the solid shape of the granite will change it to be in symbol shape. What does it mean, symbol shape? What does it mean? Smaller pieces? No. Atoms? No. Even more simple. Symbol like something you can transfer it in air with the speed of light and water. And I said and water. It's not or, and water. And then after that, after transferring it by air and by water, you can remodel and reshape this symbol shape to create whatever you want. If you want a rectangular block or a sarcophagus, whatever, as you wish. From where I got this idea? From Einstein? No, actually not. Einstein stopped in a limit, at a point. The ancient Egyptians didn't stop at this point, they continued. From where I got this one? Actually from one of the legends, one of the stories written in the temples. Before talking about the story or the legend, you have to know that ancient Egyptian, behind any legend or any story, there is a wonderful, amazing scientific fact. We don't have legend for legend or stories. We are not in Walt Disney. Okay? Now let's talk about this legend or the story or the myth, which we call it what? Call the far. Bring the far. The hieroglyphic name, inherit. If you want search, inherit. The story told us that God Ra, he sent two other gods. By the way, Ra represents the sun, the solar disk. Okay? He sent two other natures or gods, Shu and Jehuti, Tut, to bring what? His daughter, the angry lioness, from the south. And I said angry, I didn't say lion, I said lioness, female. He sent these two gods to bring her to Egypt and to calm her, to make her calm, her condition calm. What is the significance of this one? What is the fact behind this legend? Some Egyptologists, the traditionals, they said that this angry lioness is the flood of the river Nile, the source of life. But I disagree with this opinion for just only one reason. Ancient Egyptian, everywhere, when they mention the flood, for them the flood is male, not female. Male, not female. And we are talking about the angry lioness, not lion. Lioness, the female. But actually, my friend Muhammad, this one, he gave me very useful advice. Very useful advice. He said, if the academic will say anything and for you it doesn't make any sense, don't ignore it totally. Don't ignore it totally. Wait, think. For a reason, it was said like this. And yes, I used this advice. And when I thought, I rephrased it. It's not to bring the flood. It's to bring something through the flood. To bring something by the flood. Okay? What is the name of the angry lioness? They call it in most of the texts Tefnut and sometimes Sekhmet. Here Tefnut and Sekhmet, both of them the lioness, both of them doing the same job. Okay? But before talking about Tefnut or Sekhmet, I want to talk about these two messengers. The two people who were sent by Ra, Shu and Jehuti. Shu represent like this photo. Man with something like 4 feathers or 4 plants upon the head. Sometimes in other scenes you will find it with only 1. Actually, Shu here represents the wind. And when you see 4, referring to the 4 directions, northern wind, southern wind, eastern wind, western wind. The northern wind brings the northern star, southern wind, the southern star, and the flood. Eastern wind brings the sun, of course. The Western one brings the moon. So now we are talking about the power of the planets, the power of the stars, together with what? Tot or Jehuti. Tot or Jehuti here represent what? The moon, and sometimes Mercury. So we're still talking about the power of the universe, the power of the astronomy, the power of the stars and the planet. Okay, this is deep vision for the legend, not traditional vision. Now let's talk about Tefnut. Who is Tefnut? The direct answer of the academic is Tefnut is a goddess of the moisture. But here, no, it's not like this. Why? Very simple. Moisture is not so strong to show it as lioness. You can show it as butterfly. You don't need to show it as lioness. I disagree with this meaning. Okay, Tefnut. Let's divide this name into two parts. Tefnut. What is Nut? Nut is the sky. When you look at the sky, you see what? You see the stars, you see the constellations, the decans, the moon, and the sun. The sky. Tef means spit. Sorry, spit. Like this. Okay? That's why the traditional Egyptologists translated as moisture. No. No. Also, the Earth, our planet, received something from the sky. 3 or 4 years ago, I had the honor to be with Professor Robert Schoch, great geologist, with my friend also Muhammad. We were in Giza Plateau, and Robert Schoch mentioned something about solar flare, solar plasma or solar flare, hit the Earth, destroyed everything. The problem with this solar flare that it's not just only the fire. It's this power stopped all the electromagnetic fields, stopped all the technology. Okay, this is the angry lioness. Ancient Egyptians believed that they can change any destructive power to be useful. One more time. Ancient Egyptians believed that they can change any destructive, any damage, any harmful power to be useful. They did it perfectly, actually. When we are talking about Tefnut, we are talking about huge amount of energy. What kind of energy? Here we are talking about the magnetic energy. Okay? In Philae Temple, this is one of my favorite places. When I start making my own research about astronomy in ancient Egypt, definitely I started by Philae Temple. Okay, we have a lot of amazing scenes there. One of these scenes actually, as you can see here. We already saw lady, goddess, with serpent upon the head. And we have text in hieroglyphic saying what? Web, S, Neb, N, Ib, Ensenmut. What does it mean in English? She opens completely the way for the flame. One more time. She opens completely the way for the flame. What is the flame? Fire. What's the fire? Heat. Heat and light. Exactly. We are talking about the same thing. Heat, the heat happened here due to the acceleration. The accelerated moves. When you focus, when you direct and focus this magnetic power on a point. And then after that, as I mentioned before, when this power changes the shape of the granite from the solid shape into simple shape, you transfer it with what? With air by speed of light. This is the flame, light and heat. Not only this. In this room, once you see this lady, the goddess, on the other side, the other wall, you will find what? The lioness. And the name written Sekhmet. I mentioned before that Sekhmet and Tefnut here, the same job. The ancient Egyptian mentioned this theory, but in indirect way, as a legend, as myth, as story. And that's my theory here. But let's stop and ask question. From where the ancient Egyptian got the idea about the power, the physical power of the other planets and the other stars? How did the ancient Egyptian know about this one? In the Serapeum in Saqqara, this is my favorite place, Saqqara. Very soon I will publish video about Saqqara under the name The Healing Power of this land, Saqqara. I will talk about the music, I will talk about the astronomy and how the ancient Egyptian used both for healing and for different purposes as well. In Saqqara there is a famous place known by Serapeum or Serapeum. Okay, it's a very long corridor and then we have rooms. In each room we have huge sarcophagus, okay, from volcanic stone. And the academic used to say that the function of this sarcophagus to keep the body or the mummy or the bones of the bull, the ox. But for me it doesn't make any sense. Why? All these amazing, strong boxes to keep the animal, the bull? Maybe yes, because this is Osiris. It's really for Osiris, the bull, but not the animal which we see in the fields. No, it's the bull in the sky. One more time, the bull in the sky. What does it mean, the bull in the sky? What does it mean? Ancient Egyptians noticed that some stars, decans, by the way, decans means stars appears only for 10 days. Their cycle only 10 days. Okay? They saw that those decans took the same shape of the bull, Osiris in the sky. There is a name in a hieroglyphic for this one, known by Bia M Pet. One more time, Bia M Pet, the bull or the oxen in the sky. The ancient Egyptians noticed that some of these stars, after finishing their cycle, they explode in the sky, and the remains of this explosion came on Earth, creating huge amount of energy. And the ancient Egyptians perfectly used the power of this energy for different purposes. One of this purpose for healing, for charging their tools, amulets, crowns. Okay? And the reason to make the Serapeum, this sarcophagus or these boxes from volcanic stones, is to keep the remains of those materials which had fallen down from the sky. So the ancient Egyptian noticed the power of these elements. And by the way, the scientific expression for this one is black hole. Black hole. The ancient Egyptian noticed the power of astronomy. For more than 10 months or a year, I started making research about astronomy in ancient Egypt. I was looking for the secrets. What kind of technology is the ancient Egyptian? What's the power of their technology? If you want to know more, you need to understand how the ancient Egyptian dealt perfectly with the stars, with astronomy, cosmos in general. By the way, this is a theory, and then I shared with you what made me believe like this, according to the Egyptian legend. This is not everything, by the way. This is just the first step. We still have second, third, it's long staircase. But we started. And I will keep you updated. Thank you.